feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't
Come
run
on.
away.
Armon was cracking, my boy.
I'm calling you back. I'm on stream. What up? Are you coming out here?
I am. Shit, I didn't know you were gonna be out there, or
I
at
live
least for
here.
opening statements.
Oh yeah. So remember when we talked when I was doing? I think it was either Milagro or the DJ. Remember I told you I was going to cover Drake. I was going to cover Durk.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. I think that they're going to get cooked on the surveillance though.
Okay, could you give me the energy? Like I'm trying to compare this to the Diddy trial. I can't tell the energy and everything of what's happening in and around the courtroom. This is why we have you there, that you could give us really I just got the transcript, so I guess I have everything that was said in court, but I don't know the demeanor of everyone. Like, I heard Trap Lord kind of describe what he saw with Durk's demeanor. He said Durk looked a little bit nervous. How is the feeling of around the courtroom going in, and even like how does the defendants, not only Durk but the other two, how does everyone look?
Okay, so the energy around the courtroom, it's a lot of Durk fans. You want me to be honest with you? It's a lot of glazing. Everybody wants to be Team Durk right now. Like everybody's dick sucking. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so today, a lot of us couldn't get in. And like, I was really frustrated at the beginning because, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, they don't have this situation completely organized like the Diddy trial, but at the same time, you could tell even with some of the content creators and people like that, the family, you could tell they're looking online, they're seeing who they like, who's pushing the narrative, who's saying the what, so then they're kind of helping them get into the courtroom before everyone else. So certain content creators...
Wait, so the family could help people get in?
Yeah, so they got a nigga out there like he's moving like it's like club court Durk. Like the niggas in there, I got 1, 2 right here, bro. Go ahead and bring that nigga in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so they're treating this shit like the club. Like, all right, man.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. If they feel like they've seen you on YouTube or they've seen your content, you know what I mean? I seen one guy, he kind of went up to another guy, and this is good stuff, but he was like, you know what, listen, I fuck with you. You keep that shit real. I like your content. You keep doing that shit. And like, you could just tell, like, and I'm not trying to hate on niggas, but I'm just saying, like, niggas are trying to get people in their pocket. They trying to make sure that the narrative is going the right way. And if you're saying the things that, that make people feel comfortable in such a touchy time, they're going to look out for you. For me, I don't really talk to the family that much. I don't really talk to anybody on either side because I need to be able to call it how I feel and how I see it. So I don't want to get boxed into where I'm trying to ride the elevator down with the family and then I might have to say he's cooked. You know what I'm saying? So
I see there was some celebrity present. We saw G Herbo supposedly showed up. I'm not sure if he went into court, but I seen a video, looked like he was at least outside. He took a picture with people. Are you feeling like there's pressure that maybe you have to slant your reporting to be a little bit favorable, because that kind of is coming across in how you're describing it?
It's just a dark world, like, you know what I mean? Like, so everybody, like, my thing is I'm there for the facts. I'm there to see what's going on. There's fans. There's a guy, he drives from San Diego every day. He's a super fan. And he's there, one of the first people there. He's there at 5 o'clock in the morning, Team Durk. Dreezy was there. She came out supporting Durk. So G Herbo was there. MGK was there. So he has a lot of support here. For the other side, I think it's like Savia Robinson. It's just his mom, his aunt, and his one of his baby mamas. I actually talked to the mom today because I sat behind her in court, and I asked her, like, does she feel a type of way, that all this is going on, and she's literally having to walk past these people, and all these people are Durk fans, and like, her son is dead. And she was just like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm a civilian first. Anything my son got into, he got into once he, like, got of age. But she was like, I don't have no bad blood, no hate in my heart for him or anybody. She said, if their mom were here right now, if Durk's mom was here right now, I would give her a hug. I was like, wow.
Wow. And by the way, like, so we know that the family, or, the mom and the family of Pop is there. As you're mentioning that the court, house is, or at least around the vicinity of the court, is kind of filled with a lot of Durk fans, how are they protecting the family of Savia Robinson to make sure that they're not getting trolled, because I've seen an incident where they're running up on Trap Lord Ross. I would imagine that if they feel, they might do it to you if they feel like your reporting is not making Durk look in the best light. They might say something. But what about the family? Like, do they have separate entrances? Like, how is this being protected that people aren't getting bullied?
I think that people know that, like, first of all, it's three women. Nobody's gonna be bothering them, and they know that it wasn't supposed to be Savia, So I don't think there's any beef there, It was an accident, for real, So I think, like, the entrances are the same. It's no beef with that. In court, Durk looks good. Haircut look good. He chilling. I feel like shit. This nigga might use this if he get off. This gonna be part of his rollout.
Wait, how does he look physically? Is he gained a little bit of weight? Remember when Diddy came in, they say Diddy gained some weight, and he had like this sweater, like almost Clifford Huxtable.
Them niggas look clean. They fresh taper, hair look. This shit, Durk, this the best he ever looked to me.
Really?
You know what I mean? He looks good. He looks polished. So basically what the defense is doing.
Has he gained weight? Is he a little fat now?
Not fat. He looks thicker, but it's a good thing. It's not like a slumpy, slouchy. He don't look starved out. He don't look like he's just in there depressed. But I think the defense, they're doing a great job by making sure all the men look polished. Like, everybody, even towards the end of the trial.
Even Lindsay?
Yeah, he looks good. They look good. I'm not gonna sit there and lie. Lindsay is not really giving a lot of energy, because I think Lindsay might be the most cooked. But DeAndre,
he's a shooter.
He might be the most cooked. But DeAndre can't stop smiling. He's
really?
Smiling. Yeah, he's smiling. He's chilling. Hair shiny and everything. And listen, the defense, they're basically saying, they even asked the judge today. They're like, hey, can we bring in ties for our defendants? Can we bring in ties for them so we can keep them polished up, because it kind of takes too long to kind of get them dressed. So they're doing a great job by making sure to the jury that these men don't look like criminals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're not super tied up, and if they are like ankle braced up and chained up, you can't see it. So from the waist up, everybody has their hands free. They look like they're in suits, button ups. Everybody's crisp. So I'm not really sure what this energy was of him looking like scary and stuff. They're kind of chilling.
Okay, the energy, or how does the family of Durk look? We know Big Durk, the father is there. Are they looking super nervous? Do they seem pretty confident? We know in the Diddy trial, Diddy at times, when he saw whether it was, his kids in the back or whatever, or like his mom, he would kind of like blow a kiss or whatever. Has Durk interacted with anyone in the gallery, or is he just like locked in?
I personally haven't seen him interact personally with anyone there, but that's not to say that it hasn't happened. But I feel like the family at this point, I feel like it's still so early. People still have high hopes. The defeat hasn't came yet. So people feel like, hey, it's just one foot in front of the other. So I think everybody's kind of in that incubate state right now, where everybody's just like, we're just going through the motions. We're going to see where, you know what I mean? I think tomorrow we're going to start to see, because that's when the real testimony from the other niggas is going to start coming out. So we're going to see, like, is this a believable testimony? Because everybody knows today that Savia got killed. You know what I'm saying? We know that. So that's no shocker. But I think for the Durk people, they're like, hey, can you prove that this was a murder for hire? And I don't think that I think the defense is banking on the fact that there is no money being transferred. So they don't think that the murder for hire will be proved. And Durk was nowhere around for the stalking, so I don't know how they're going to get him on that. So I think that his family and his team, they're chilling right now. I can't sit up here and be like, oh, they're sweating, they're nervous, they're going through the motions, and I think that they have a solid case. And right now, I don't feel like I got to just see. I don't think Durk is just completely cooked right now, because I need to see. They're going to have to prove this murder for hire. The stalking, though, they got them niggas. They got the niggas coming out of the airport, off the airplane. They put a collage together of the niggas starting from downtown LA on the 18th, following them niggas to the weed shop, to the bake store, to the gas station, to shooting them niggas. Like, I mean, there's no way that you're getting out of it. And then the niggas went to In-N-Out Burger after.
Okay. And this is where, and by the way, I want to continually say, I think all of you guys down there, part of independent media, You guys are doing exactly, and again, we have to kind of drive these points home because this is how they try to discredit us. What you're doing is 100%. You're doing journalism to the highest level. Now, even with that, and this is where I think this is where traditional media usually like loses off of some of what we do. Armon could be down there and report objectively about what he's seen, observing, but then I also could look at him, which I am going to do now, and say, okay, now you being in that courtroom, I want you, what you think you got to score today. What's your gut telling you? Is whose opening statement that you're like, you know what? I'm kind of rocking a little bit left or right. I want you to give me your opinion.
Yeah, right now, that's what I'm saying. Like, the stalking, them charges, them niggas is cooked for that. Both of them. But I don't know. I think I can't give you a Durk finale yet because the only thing that we've seen on Durk is that his account was used to purchase, the flights. But it was Jason Smith, so they can still. In my mind, it's like if it quacks like a duck and it beats like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. But can you prove it? And they're gonna have to prove that Durk did this murder for hire, that Durk was a part of the stalking, that Durk was in on this, and I just don't know if they're gonna have enough receipts, especially if there is no money transfer.
So, did the government kind of key in on this? Because I've heard this explanation a lot. When it comes to murder for hire and conspiracy of murder for hire, you don't have to get paid. So, for example, if you hired a hitman, right, and the hitman kills someone and you're supposed to meet up with the hitman afterwards to pay, even if, let's say you don't pay the guy, it's still murder for hire. So payment isn't necessary. What's really necessary is the agreement that you were going to compensate. Has the government keyed in on that yet? Because I hear how Durk's lawyers are trying to like defeat that, but if the government might have a slam dunk here by saying, who gives a fuck if these guys got paid? They had a promise of payment, and that's all we need.
You know what? They haven't really keyed in on that, but agreement was thrown around, so I feel like agreement is going to be used later. And I think also in agreement, I think they also might try to add on a promise of musical career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that might be coming. I think that kind of thing might be coming too. But it's still very early.
What I saw in how they were describing it in some of the early indictments, they were almost saying that Durk would tell these guys like, yo, listen, man, if y'all not doing these crimes, I'm not fucking with y'all. And the idea of Durk not fucking with them could have tremendous financial ramifications. Whether they relied on him as their boss musically, whether they felt like they needed a favor from him. I'm wondering how, like, there has to be a real strategy to mitigate that, to say, hey, these guys never got offered anything. They were just doing this thing because, yes, Durk didn't like them, but everybody didn't like these guys. And everybody were friends with Vaughn. Again, you kind of avoided it, but I'm going to hold you to it. After what you've seen today, let's split you in two. Pause. But like, if you're a Durk fan, do you feel good about today? Or let's say if you are, I don't know, maybe the family of Savia Robinson, do you feel good about today? Like, on which side you feel like they're probably sleeping a little bit good tonight?
I think both sides, because I feel like if I'm Durk, if I'm Durk's fan, I'm not really stressed. The only thing that we do know today, so one thing I could just tell you where I'm like, I'm sold on, is Lindsay and Wilson, they're probably going to get that stalking charge and that interstate, like, using the airplane to come and stalk and surveillance, like that's clear as day. Like, that is clear. That's the only finite thing that I can say that I feel like, okay. But I don't know if that's the big one.
Hold on. So there's a few things that I felt that, the government gave up a lot of info pre-trial. I thought they saved this for opening day. The fact that they, like, for example, the BMW is tracked to several locations and back to the location that's the Airbnb that Durk is in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Durk supposedly taking a picture with the guy who rented the car. Right? I think those things, and also you know, well, those things particularly. Was there anything that the government said today that you were like, what the hell? Like, you know, it was meant to be a shocker where maybe people in the gallery were like, either like, you know, gasping for or whatever.
Not yet. Maybe earlier in opening statements, but I think it was just. I think that people were just kind of like gasping at the fact that that detective was able to put all this together because the car had GPS, and in that BMW, you were able to pinpoint every like how fast the car was going, when it started, when it stopped, what address it was at. The only thing that people, I think we all kind of gagged us all, was when the detective said that he found a nigga based off of the jeans he was wearing. He Googled and said, what was it? What was reckless or rich rags to riches?
Wait.
The guy,
That's the shit that's in Chicago, right? The drip.
yes. Everybody was like, what the fuck? You Googled that and then called the store, and then they pulled and sent them a warrant, and then called the Chicago Police Department. Like, that was crazy. You know what I mean? So I think that was kind of a shocker. But outside of that, we are still very early on. And, you know, I can't give you an answer to which side is what. I think that both sides are putting up a good fight.
Okay, let me ask you about one particular thing. So, there was one thing that I said, if Durk's team is able to hammer at this point, they could probably, because here's the thing. So OTF Jam is a murderer, and it could be possibly seen that this guy was caught for several other murders that didn't have nothing to do with Durk, or had, you know, it didn't have nothing to do with Lil Pop, but specifically that you could be like, oh, this guy's just trying to find a way to save himself. But the thing with Vonnie is that Vonnie doesn't have a criminal record, and, you know, Vonnie's supposedly just not a street dude. Here's the thing, though, and I saw in the defense, at least for Durk opening, Marissa, what she said was important, but they gotta hammer this home. They said when, and by the way, there has to be proof of this somewhere, somehow. They said when they kicked down the door at the Waldorf Astoria in Chicago, and he was with a chick, and then they said to him, "Hey, yo, we got you. We got you. You're the kingpin. You're the guy who set this all up." And they basically accuse him, and I guess they do an impromptu interview before they even bring him, like, to the station. But they say, "You're the leader unless you could give us someone else." I think that will be, if they dig into that, to basically say Vonnie was pressured to try to trump it up. Because, again, remember, they
wanted a big fish.
Yeah. But you got to remember, it's no way that the defense doesn't say that unless they have body cam or something that proves that the feds did say that. And if the feds said it to the guy who cooperated by saying, "You're the leader, we know blah blah," unless you give us someone bigger, I'm gonna ride with that type of mantra to say, no, whoa, you guys knew what it was. You guys called him the leader, but he dangled a bigger fish, which happens to be Durk, the rich famous guy. Now y'all want Durk. Why did y'all even try to pressure him? Y'all already said he was a leader.
That could be a good point. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I see where you're going, and I think that's what they're going to do, though. I think that's definitely what they're going to do, because even today, she was basically saying that, you know, Vonnie's going to get up there and try to perform, basically lie.
Yep.
You know, she said that. So that is one of the things that may happen. So we just gotta wait. So who do you think? How do you think it's gonna go? Okay, here's another thing though. What I did kind of think was a little bit like BS a little bit, when she was like, well, you know, Durk is like almost like he's just a spiritual, artistic man, and when he was gonna leave to flee the country, he needed a break.
Oh,
it just was a timeout.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that one.
I'm like, girl.
Wait. How did that sound in court? Because like, so I read the transcripts, and by the way, like, you know, obviously, if you want me to share the transcripts, like, I can share the transcripts. But you might have it. But when I was reading that, even the transcripts, I'm like, granted, I'm reading what's written, but it's no way that could sound good no matter who's saying it. Oh, yeah.
No, it sounded like I said it. She was talking like, you know, Durk, he's an artist. and he gets frustrated. But his name wasn't just Little Durk. They also called him the Voice. And see, he was at the airport, and when he was getting ready to leave, he wasn't gonna flee. Do you think that he was gonna do that? No, he just needed a break. It was so much going on. He needed a moment. He needed a breather. I'm just like,
Okay. How did that come across to you? Because now, granted, and I guess
that nigga was getting the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
Okay, no. So this is where, and by the way, obviously, as we get into this territory, we got to be careful. You're in court. We're learning also from the Diddy trial. We don't know what could be said and what not. So I wanted to kind of ask you, and if you can't divulge or whatever, obviously, you're trying to be at the court proceedings every day. What was the final juror count? Male to female, black to white? What are we looking at here? Are we looking at a young crowd? Are we looking like an old crowd? They might be hearing some of this stuff and be like, what the fuck? What? This sounds dumb. No. Because you got to imagine what you just said. If people don't know Durk, I think to black people, when we hear he needed some fucking space, we're like, yo, stop the cap, bro. Yo, stop the bullshit. But maybe to maybe to a older, maybe non-hip hop eclectic crowd, they might be like, oh, I understand it. Artist, they need whatever. How are you looking at it? Again, if you can't speak about the jury, that's absolutely fine. But I'm wondering, how do you feel that kind of played?
Well, I'll just say this. I think it might be a black woman and a half there. But this is the most.
What you mean in a half? Yo,
I'm like, it's like, it might, no, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's like I think it might be like a full black and it's like a mixed girl.
You got a little mulatto in there.
Yeah, but I don't but I couldn't really get a full, but I'll just say, in them walking in, this is the most random group of these are random ass people. They're it's they
older,
don't know Little Durk, or you know what I mean? These are random ass people.
Oh, so they wouldn't know his music. Oh, okay, are we talking about an older or young? Because again,
it's definitely not a younger. Definitely not younger.
Oh shit.
No, it's not younger at all. It's middle to older.
Damn.
And it's yeah, it's everything.
Okay, so what's your opinion on that? Do you think that, all right, it's an older or maybe demographic that isn't in tune with some of the stuff he's into, that you could get off certain stuff with them kind of knowing the lay of the land? Or you're like, I'm going to be honest with you, they kind of look already disgusted by even some of the stuff he's being, dragged into? Again, this is gonna.
Some of them may not care, or some of them might be it's a lot of different things. Because I can't really go too far into it, but being at the when they were picking the jury, just kind of listening to some of the things that was going on. You have some juries that'll probably be easily persuadable. Some of them are just gonna be tired and be like, I don't give a fuck, Or some of them, they might be sticklers, but then there's other ones that I may think they're gonna be hard, and they might not see it the way that I thought that they would, and they might think this is all bullshit. Prove it,
Okay, and by the way, I want everybody to go. We have his stream on the screen. Please, everybody, go check out Armon Wiggins. He's live right now with 1,800 people. Make sure you go send a sub, show him some love. Hey, okay, I gotta ask you. Oh, what was I gonna ask? Did I forget? No, I didn't forget. Wow, there's so many things. I just had something in my mind. What was it?
Tomorrow's the day, though. Tomorrow is going to be the day where shit really pops off, though.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow's going to be the day. But again, even just figuring out how today went, how everything that is going to contribute to it. Okay, what's the demeanor of the lawyers? Again, this is what I wanted to ask you. Perfect.
Brian Andrews always looks sleep to me, but he's good, though. He's a beast.
Who?
Brian Andrews.
Who's that?
Is that his name? I mean, Brian Steele. Brian Steele.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say. So the opening statement was done by Marissa Goldberg. She's not the $1 billion lawyer. She does work for Drew Finland, but she's not Drew Finland. And we hear about Brian Steele, who got Young Thug off. What was your demeanor? And I don't know if you looked at the judges, or not judges, I mean the lawyers that much. Did it feel like they went with this lady who did the opening statement? Not saying she did a bad job, but
she did a good job, though.
Okay,
she did a good job because it was the compassionate read. For him, I don't feel like they needed to come out with because the thing is this: the prosecution is all men. So
Okay.
so then,
really?
yes, and it's two black guys over on that side. It looks like,
There's two
yeah,
black guys on the prosecution side, on the AUSA
yeah,
side?
and it looks like one of the lead prosecutors, um, looks like one of the lead prosecutors. He's black. The one that's spearheading this, he's black. He looked like an Obama nigga.
Oh, wow.
He black.
Wow.
He black.
So, okay. So let me get
But
this.
but Finland and Brian, they chilling. They just waiting. They chilling though. They're chilling.
Do,
They're
do,
not.
do
They're
they look
chilling.
nervous? Are they like fumbling around with
Brian
papers?
still ass being there dozing off.
Brian still? No way.
They do. That nigga
Okay,
is
he's
dozing
waiting till
off.
he gets tapped into the game. Like, they're gonna check him in the game soon.
Now, which one is the hoot to me is Lindsay's attorney, the heavyset black guy. Somebody came to me and said they felt like he read his whole opening statement off of ChatGPT, but I don't know. I didn't really get that part.
I would
So,
imagine that Durk's lawyers would write the opening statement for the other guys. You would have to, like, right? Because, like, I think we know what this is, right? Like, again, Durk got to be controlling the situation with Dee Dee and Lindsay.
And I think, I think my girl Holly, she's the publicist over there for them. So she's doing a good job kind of just being around with the media and just kind of keeping everything all right. So shout out to Holly. I love Holly, by the way.
By the way,
So
great
you
hire.
should tap in with her, too, if you haven't tapped into with Holly.
Of course, come on, I've tapped it. Oh, no.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, great hire. Like, she single-handedly changed up the, mostly negative and really just bad reporting about Diddy, and she made it a bit
Yes.
fairer. So I think she's gonna play a good role here too. She's a star, clearly.
Yeah, Holly, she does a good job. She's like a silent assassin, and she knows how to work that courtroom, I'll say. You know what I mean? She knows how to work them, and she knows how to work the media over there, too.
Yeah. This is gonna be a interesting. Okay, so there was a problem with getting all the people who wanted to watch the trial like seated and stuff like that. There wasn't an overflow room today. Am I tripping?
No, people were going off, and so they started opening statements without letting, like, I don't know, they have like this ticketed thing, but then they have the family, then they have, they weren't prepared, and a lot of people they personally feel like the judge doesn't want a big crowd because I don't know why we don't have it in the bigger courtroom where they had the original proceeding because the room is not big enough. It's just not. And I don't know why they won't just take it down to level 1 where everyone can fit in there. And so that was the big issue today. And then, people would have to leave out for break or leave out for lunch and then run back and get in line. And then again, like I was telling you, some of the family members or like not family or like, management team, whoever they are with him, they're making sure their people get in, not just friends, not just family, but people that they feel like is going to go back and report what they need the narrative to be. Yeah. So niggas was skipping me. Wow. But I told him I didn't want to beef with him. I was like, you cool. Cause I was like, I don't want to throw his name out there. So then he's like, nah, I don't want to go to it like that. But yeah.
You're able to kind of move around and you're doing your thing. Hey, I do want to send you. So there's a couple of pictures floating around. I'm pretty sure they're completely AI, right? Like there's definitely no filming or taking pictures in federal court.
No.
But I do want you to like comment on like how you saw Durk's appearance and how it mostly looks like. Because there's one that kind of shows him with his low cut, but obviously it was him like
he doesn't have a low cut. I mean, he has a low cut, but it's like a taper with like a little fro. Like it's not like a fro, but you know what I'm saying? It's not like a wave length. Like you can kind of pick it up. Like I'm like no homo. He looks cute.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, did he? Okay, he has a suit on. He has like kind of.
He got a suit. Yeah, he got a suit on with a white button, with a white shirt, tie. The nigga look fly. I'm not gonna lie. DeAndre look fly too.
Did you take note of like I know you said you didn't see India show up, but did you take note of like?
No, I did see India. She's cool. She's chilling. Now, one thing that she does do, I think she even did it today. She's trying to avoid the cameras. So what she does, like she'll sit in her car or her black truck and she'll wait till the proceedings start where everybody goes inside and then she'll like try to, like she'll come in. Like, you know what I mean? Because she doesn't want to be, but she's very quiet. Like, she doesn't come with a lot of noise, and she usually comes in like after things have kind of started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or because she avoids the press, and she's in and out.
Wow.
But she's beautiful though, and she's handling it the best way she can. His dad, Dirk's dad, they all seem to look positive and stuff. To me, I think the ones that are, if anybody looks like they're most like, okay, this shit got to be right. It's like the management team is like, this motherfucker got to be right. You know what I mean? But the dad, you could tell he's chilling. He's showing up every day. India, I mean, of course, it's not a good time for any of them, but they're not wearing stress. Durk is not even wearing stress.
That's good. By the way, I got a quick update real quick. They said it's 5 women and 7 men who are the, we're not talking about alternates here, the main jurors. 5 men, 7 women. Which I guess if you're also communicating to some women, maybe it wasn't that bad of a choice to go with a, Marissa to do the opening statements. Because again, you have to communicate. This is a very violent trial.
Yes.
And you have to communicate women who are probably adverse to violence in general that, hey, listen, of course this is a bad thing, which I thought it was interesting what Durk's lawyers and his team did. They basically said, we're not over here contesting that there was a murder. We actually feel bad that it happened.
Yes.
We're just trying to say Durk had nothing to do with it. That's kind of like a nice little strategy. Like, they're not fighting the thing. They're saying it's tragic that it happened. All we're here to say is that our client had nothing to do with it.
But I think that's the only issue. There's in any kind of way, and it's almost kind of like he had nothing to do with it. It was all Kayvon Grant and him being like messy as fuck, and he did all this, and he used Durk's money and resources and created all this havoc that ultimately ended in a murder.
Okay,
and Durk
let me ask you a
was
question.
somewhere not knowing what the fuck was going on.
Did you see Kayvon Grant or OTF Jam today?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
no,
man. Hey, listen.
We didn't see them at all.
When you see them tomorrow, I need you to detail, or at least write in your notebook.
Yeah.
I want to see how they come into court. What's their demeanor? I want to see Durk's demeanor. Is he looking them face to face? Is his head down? Is their head down? Who's pointing at who? Who's looking at who? Are they just looking at the lawyer, walking back and forth? Are they?
Yeah, I'm on that. That's why I'm got to get to that courtroom.
Wow.
Yeah, but all right, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow because I gotta go to bed. I gotta be up there early as fuck because I can't have this bullshit tomorrow.
Hey, Armon, thank you for doing what you do best. And by the way, for everybody who watches, we've always appreciated Armon. We never done something in person? We gotta do something.
No, remember I came to your birthday. That we were supposed to interview, but then one of our mutual homies. I don't know if you guys are cool, but I posted a picture of me, you, and Myron, and I got totally trashed during the Diddy trial. So I was like, "Fuck, I can't do it." They're like, "You better not fucking do an interview with him. He hates women." I was like, "Okay."
Yo, chat.
So the next time I come out there, we have to do something.
No, of course. Hey, chat. Well, first of all, you know what might be even quicker when I come out there. By the way,
yeah,
chat,
are you gonna come? So how does that work? I thought all the niggas in Chicago hated you, so that you're cool in Chicago now. They fuck with you.
No, they're gonna love. Yo, listen, Duty Low and DJ Vance called me yesterday. Anyway, yo, listen. When I come out there, we're gonna make a movie. Chat. I want you guys to tap into my man Armon, whatever he got going on. He's putting in the work, boots on ground. We're gonna start showing love to everybody who's boots on ground. Listen, I'm as much as until I could get there. And by the way, I'll hit you offline and tell you exactly when I'm planning to come. I don't want to just just front my.
Yeah.
But for the people who are there, we got to show them love. Like, they're giving us valuable updates. Do you do the updates like midday in court? No,
I keep mine because I don't want to risk getting trolled in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you set yourself up for somebody trying to get a clip off of you.
True.
I'd rather just do it at home.
Okay, all right.
I learned that at the Diddy shit, yeah.
It's all good because we'll watch his stream. But chat, go check out his channel, Armon Wiggins. He's gonna, again, it's all about perspectives. And again, here's the thing: we can't trust anyone that's not there. So you got to go off the people who at least have eyewitness testimony of, hey, this is what I saw. Even if you disagree with them, at least they were there. So, yo, Armon, thank you, man. I know you got to go to sleep.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, I'll try to tap in with you again.
We'll be back.
Okay?
All right. Thank you.
My man, yo.
See ya. Bye.
Okay. Chat, we running it up today, huh? It's fucking 9 hours. Y'all sick of me now. Y'all sick of me now. I could tell. Look at these niggas. They sick of me. Yo, get off stream, man. It's over. It's over now. It's over.